as regards Seun
Thank
Kuti.
you.
Now that it frees, I want to change this conversation. I want to flip it 100%. And why do I say I want to flip it? I want to flip it 100% because I was talking to a family friend, a family member, sorry, I beg your pardon. And I told the family member something, that by the end of this week, a neutralization incident of our police officers in the southeast will happen. That was yesterday. And then today, 2 U.S. consulates or staff members were neutralized in Anambra. 2 police officers were also neutralized and 2 were kidnapped. Why did I bring this? Why did I said this yesterday? You know why? Because we are seeing some form of hypocrisy going on. And are we seeing that?
We can never support what happened to the Americans in Nigeria. That is going to take us back 40 years.
No,
hold on. Let me clear you on this. America does not joke with its citizens. Then number 2, because you get altercation with Seun Kuti, come and say go kidnap police. There is no, this is the narrative. I'm sorry, bro. The narrative is totally wrong. We need to let our people know that police must be respected.
That is
we are teaching people that police must not evade your privacy. We want police to respect the citizenry. We cannot let people kidnap police or slap police. No, I will never stand with that.
Daddy, please, with all due respect, I was not even trying to, that's not the point I'm trying to make here. You get my logic now. The logic I'm trying to make here is, we got this big rancor going on since Saturday. I do not support what Seun Kuti did. I do not support it. We had this noise and everything going on, this show going on. But incidents have been happening in the southeast of Nigeria that police officers have been neutralized day in, day out. And people are not speaking about it. But it was somebody that assaulted a police officer that we are all shouting and screaming about. And I told that family member of mine that by the end of this week, something is going to happen to a certain police officer. Look at how CSP, Adejobi man, and Benjamin Udeni, how they are all on this Seun Kuti's case. How they are spewing out information.
Shamelessly on his case. Data,
so many different things. But Daddy Freeze, last week in Enugu, last week or 2 weeks back in Enugu, there were 4 police officers that were neutralized, and the owners of the shops were also neutralized. What's the value of life? Are we saying that we value the lives of the people in the southwest more than the southeast? I've been screaming and crying and shouting for my brothers and sisters in the southeast. Daddy Freeze, he no go touch us, he no go touch us, he don't go touch US staff. They said, do you know what they did? They said actually that there were no US citizens that were neutralized. But Daddy Freeze, he they go there. He they go there. The point I'm trying to make here is that the energy that we used to face Seun Kuti that assaulted a police officer, our Nigerian police should use the same energy to go and face what's going on in the southeast also with the police officers there. They are also human beings. We need to focus on that, because Daddy Freeze will have gotten into serious trouble today. Because Daddy Freeze, a lot of people don't understand what's going on. Daddy Freeze, I want to go on a higher level now. Give him 1 minute and I'll yield the floor for Mr. Sheni. Daddy Freeze, do you know that 2 days ago, the United States government said that there is this religious intolerance going on in Nigeria? Daddy Freeze, I was thinking, we don't have any religious issues lately in Nigeria now. We are not doing Christian versus Muslim lately. Why did they say this? Daddy Freeze, a day later, the US government comes and says, hey, we are going to put visa ban on people that do something on the elections, blah, blah, blah. Daddy Freeze, today, we went to serve into their hands. Daddy Freeze, could it also be that because of what's going on, these BRICS movements going on, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa going on, because South Africa is the second largest economy in Africa, and Nigeria is the top, and Nigeria is already having some certain kind of deals and currency exchange with China and co. They are trying to hoodwink.
I'm sorry, bro, but I think the agitation in the southeast of Nigeria is totally different from what's going on now in Lagos. Let's try not to mix issues. Let's separate apples from onions. There's insurgency also in the northern part of Nigeria. We cannot compare that to should I say, face-off between Seun Kuti and the police on the third mainland bridge in Lagos. We're digressing. Let us talk about the issue at hand, about how to handle the PR of this situation better, about us standing up and telling the world that what Seun did was wrong, but at the same time, is the police handling it right? These are the issues we should be discussing here, not digressing, especially not to this particular regard. So I like Shani to have a word. Shani, how are you doing? What are your thoughts?
It's fine. Thanks for the opportunity to speak on your platform like the other time. I think we have to, first of all, particularly what happened today, condemn the actions of the Nigerian police force in the treatment of a Nigerian citizen, not just a Nigerian citizen, a global citizen, one of the famous artists in Nigeria, also a political mentor, a revolutionary. He's world known. Seun Kuti is world known. To parade Seun Kuti like that, in handcuffs, barefooted, without being sentenced to, without being, what is the word? Without trial in court. He has not yet been tried in court. He was already placed in handcuffs. He's not a hardened criminal. Everyone knows that. A lot of people say Seun Kuti is a criminal. He's a criminal. He's not a criminal. He broke a law, probably, and he's yet to be sentenced. He's yet to be tried in court. So until that verdict is, until that verdict has been made, we should abstain from making conclusions or name calling. Or let all these people calling him names, criminals, this, that. He can come out and sue you for defamation. Let the court of law decide. You are not a judge. You are not a lawyer. You don't know what the law is. You don't know what ensued. You don't know the, what is it called? He said he has evidence. You don't know the evidences he has against the police officer. Let the court of law decide, especially when he has been granted bail. In the next probably 24 hours, he will be granted bail. They have given him the requirements for the bail conditions. And once he fulfills it, to be a free man. So we should abstain from jumping into conclusions, especially when we are not in situations like that. It's easy to make comments from the comfort of our homes, on our phones, seeing a video, sensational video to say the least. It was a lot of people found it entertaining, but they won't want to admit it. Some might have found it distasteful, but some people might have found it entertaining also, because why did it trend that much? So let us stop making assumptions. We are not there. We don't know what really happened. Let the court of law decide. Don't parade Seun Kuti in handcuffs. He has not yet been sentenced. He's not a criminal. For this reason, his lawyer, he said this was not even a case of assault. It was a case of misdemeanor. I read up on misdemeanor in the Nigerian law. I saw their publications. Misdemeanor is smaller than assault. That's what his lawyer said. That's what the professional said, not all these online judges that have never been in the court of law in their lives, making that.
I'm not sure assault is a misdemeanor.
That was his lawyer.
Assaulting a police officer.
That's what
in this case.
I'm citing his lawyer here. I'm not a lawyer. I'm citing what his lawyer said.
Okay.
From Falana Timber. Called it a misdemeanor, not assault. So let the court of law decide. Who are we to Yeah, we are Nigerian, we can share our concerns, but we shouldn't jump into conclusions and start name calling and start brandishing and start assassinating his character on social media in his absence. A lot of people assassinating his character in his absence cannot do so in his presence, and it's quite shameful, to say the least. It's quite shameful. We should condemn acts of violence, breaking of the law. Yeah, we can condemn it, but don't try to influence the decision of the court. Don't tweet and be saying you must be sent to jail. Who are you to tell the judge what to do, to sentence a man who has a child and a wife in the car on 3rd Mainland Bridge? I watched the video where Seun Kuti was telling his wife to enter the car. What if something happened and maybe the police officer got angry and pushed one of the onlookers or people on the 3rd Mainland into the water? What will happen? See, I was driving on 3rd Mainland, when I was driving on 3rd Mainland Bridge, when there was a fight. I was seeing downfall drivers. One was trying to throw the other one off the bridge. I saw it with my 2 naked eyes as a young man in Nigeria. So situations like that happen. So don't let us judge. See, when it doesn't happen, don't pray for it to happen to you before you understand. I won't say, okay, let me just leave it at that. Let me just leave it at that.
Amaria,
so wait for the verdict of the court.
Daddy Freeze, good evening. A lot of people will not like this, but then I care less. Let's ask, bro, did you see the video of that guy saying how he has repeatedly assaulted police?
I can come online and say I'm a multi-millionaire. Does that mean I'm a multi-millionaire? I can come online to lie. Does that mean I'm saying
you see that is
so
the
what?
problem. You say something.
None of your business.
Where do you live? Where do you live, if I may ask?
None of your business.
Just a question I asked. There are certain things, there are people that met, for example, most cases of people that have gone, let's say the shooters or whatever, most cases, when you trace back to their social media, you see that one way or the other, they may have made reference to those actions before they even portrayed them. And this is like, you've sold yourself out. There are certain things you don't say, for goodness sake. Let's be cautious of things we say with our mouth on social media. How can you open your mouth and say certain things about certain,
I'm a billionaire.
Hold on, I'm sorry, but I'm 100% with Samaria here. If we're angry with the police for not managing the optics well, and by optics, I mean the handcuffs, the parading, the ransacking of the house, let us also be careful to look at Seun with those same eyes. Seun caught on video saying he don't slap police many times before does not also work in his own optics.
Does it mean he has done it before? Where is the evidence? Anybody can say anything on social media that it frees.
Optics. Right now we're dealing with optics.
Okay, so what
we're
does that
standing before the people, and just as the police are showing a negative optics, so do we also have optics from Seun's camp.
We have
no
positive
optics. Hold on.
We have positive. Okay,
say, oh, good boy, good guy, good man. Next time, slap them. He's good. Let's talk about that.
You say something and then you exhibit it.
Yes. Now she
come on.
If to say
you
say something.
And you
he is not denying slapping the police. Did he deny slapping? There is a video showing he slapped the police. He's not denying it. I think he's denying it now. You can say, oh, he has said it before. He's not denying slapping the police officer on the 3rd Mainland Bridge. So what are you talking about?
You see something. You know why, Mr. Sheni? You know why I laughed when Samaria said what she said? Because we know of a man that said that if Jagaban becomes president, he will go to Togo or Ghana. He said it. He's an almost 80-year-old man. But did he go to Ghana or Togo? Anybody can say anything that he frees. Anybody
Bongolee, I tend to disagree with you. The Rwandan genocide, the Hutus against the Tutsis, was funded by radio alone. Just a guy waking up in the morning and saying, kill the cockroaches, funded a war that led to the loss of almost 1 million lives. So there are statements that can be considered inciting. Let's be balanced. Let's be balanced. It's an statement.
there's one thing that Samaya, please hold on. Samaya, please hold on. Samaya, please, I beg you, hold on. There is one thing that we need to understand about Seun Kuti and the agenda. Now, I'm not talking about the Kuti family. Seun Kuti. Seun Kuti is anti-government. If you look at social media will only go, or the bloggers will only go and cut. They've been doing it to him for years, because I follow him, and cut where he says, like, for example, that if you can say, okay, for example, I'm married to Samaria, then they will cut that I'm married to Samaria and post it on social media and put a narrative there. I will give you a classical example. I'll give a classical example that it is. After the NSAS incident, the Nigerian government banned Twitter, banned some social media platforms and everything. When they banned it, then we realized that the Nigerian government were not even taxing them. Those guys were not paying taxes in Nigeria. That it freeze. The Nigerian government now said, you know what, to start taking taxes from you guys. Do you know what one blogger put? I will never forget in my life. The federal government wants to kill small businesses. They've been doing this thing to this man for years, so that people will not listen to what he's saying to people. Have we gone to find out what he said before then and after then? But we only cut that part and post it out for public consumption.
And that is the main reason why you should be careful of your words, because there's no doubt that blogs will always cut out and take what it wants. Let me say, for example, most cases of, let's say, for example, domestic abuse, you will hear, that's why the moment you make a threat, the police overseas don't take it as a joke. The moment you open your mouth and threaten to get rid of that person at any point, do you understand? It's no longer a small thing. So there are certain things don't even utter with your mouth, because you may be playing. Okay, why is it that when you just open your mouth and threaten someone's life, you may just say that out of a joke, but then they take it seriously? Because the people, first of all, say it before exhibiting it, and that's the truth. I hate to argue on this, to be honest with you.
No. We respect. See, Samaria.
Nobody disagree with
in a country. Samaria, we live in a country. Samaria, we should understand the countries that we live in. And that's what I always tell people. The dynamics are different. You live in America. I know Mr. Sheney lives in America. I live in America. There are some things we know to say and not to say. But in Nigeria, where that is freezing right now, right this minute, there are some things we will say and we get away with it. We need to understand the terrain where we are in. Unfortunately,
that's the society we live in.
That is free. There's a problem. That is free. Nigerians, we always think that we are living in France.
I don't understand.
Or we are living in Belgium. That is free. We are living in Nigeria. We know ourselves. Is this right? Maybe not. But that is where we
that's
are.
Our reality. Simple.
That is our reality today. That is what I'm pushing.
And it's not America. What think concern America? America
reality. In America, you are right. Yeah. In UK, in America, so an incident happened in Dallas now, when one guy was saying something in Dallas 2 weeks ago. They carried him now, but you can say that in Nigeria and go scot-free.
Simple.
Is it right?
No,
but that is our reality. Maybe. That's all I'm saying.
So why must you always follow America?
You cannot compare Nigeria to abroad at all. At all.
But you are forgetting that when such a thing happens, especially when it has to do with the Nigerian system, the system will not look at it like you are living in Nigeria anymore. They will bring up the book and the law and make you understand about the system.
I disagree. Like what they did to Seun Kuti. What does assaulting somebody on Third Mainland Bridge that is 20, 30, 40, 50 kilometers from Ikeja, what does that have to do with going to search his home? What does that have to do with let me give you what that may have to do with searching his home. I'm sorry, I'm not there. I wasn't there. I don't know what is going on so far. But let's assume they may have wondered, could he have been under the influence of alcohol? Could he have been under the influence of a drug? Now, for that reason, because first of all, if he assaulted a police officer, what could have made him do a thing like that? Was he under the influence of anything? So if there's any sign or to rule out the fact that he may not have been under the influence of alcohol or drug,
what did they find? What did they find? Nothing. The court has granted.
Why are you asking?
Sorry, hold on.
Sorry,
hold on. Sorry, hold on.
So
hold on.
Whatever in American system influence, it doesn't hold water here. So continue.
Bongolee asked me the question.
If I understand you very well, are you saying that you support going to search his house? Because he said that maybe he's on, hold on. You said maybe he's on, I'm trying to understand very well. I stand to be corrected. Maybe he may have been on a certain influence.
I just said, what if we are not the police officers involved? Like I said, we are not the police officers. We are not the one interrogating him. We don't know what is going on with them.
Wait, hold on.
I'm talking. Hold on.
Shani, let her talk.
Okay, sir. I listen to you, Daddy Free. Thank you.
Mr. Bongolee, excuse me, please. What I'm saying is that we are not there. We don't know what is going on between them or behind closed doors. If they feel he may have been under the influence of alcohol or drug or whatsoever, I feel they have the right to go and check his house. We do not know. We do not know. But I'm just suggesting. I'm just saying one of the reasons he may be.
Not after 48 hours of arrest. Any drug where if he's alleged to have taken any drug, it will have cleared it there. You test him on the spot. Nigerian police system.
Do you know what he may have told them? Are you listening to the stories that have been coming up so far? The first one, he said that the policeman tried to get rid of him.
I didn't say that.
Secondly, he
said... Hold on, Shani. Hold on.
The news I'm seeing so far about what he's been saying.
Go ahead, please, Samaria. Make your point.
I'm talking about his excuses, the reasons behind it.
Okay.
I've read like 2 different reasons why he claimed, he reacted the way he did. So what if, you know how police can be? I mean, police will stop people randomly back home and they start searching their wallets, their pockets to check if they have anything with them. You understand what I'm saying? So if we do not know what is going on over there, based on his statements or the way he must have reacted, some people, he may have even told them that's not him. I mean, something is wrong with him. You know how we are quick to blame everything that happens to the devil. He may not have been, I mean, he didn't do that intentionally. And then they will begin to reason, okay, if you didn't do that intentionally, it could be that you were under the influence of one thing or another. You never can tell.
Yeah,
just looking as I do not know.
That the police officer tried to kill him. His lawyer has made a statement of what really happened. His manager has said it.
That was one. And then he said the second one. The second one was what? That
okay,
was
hold on. No. What's the second one?
What's the
second one?
The second time. The second time he said something like, what was that he said again? The one I saw this afternoon. Someone can please.
Okay, so now there are like 4 or 5 different versions, Samaria. And in all of those versions, in all of those versions, is only one statement that his own lawyer has made. The police has made like 3 or 4 different versions of it. Now they say the police officer is in coma. You are laughing. You are laughing, right? The police officer is in coma.
Because he fell into that trap. We don't know. We don't like I'm supposed to be police. We know what that
all right.
We know what
Hold on a
do.
second. Hold on a second, everybody. Big shout out to Tall Guy Tycoon. I just saw him passing by. Big shout out to you, bro. Tall Guy Tycoon. How are you doing? This is what we talk about Nigeria. I'm sure we'll invite you to Nigeria one of these days to see what it is like. We're talking about an altercation between a famous musician in Nigeria, Seun Kuti, and the police force. So I'm sure you'll be wondering, wow, what are 1,000 people gathered talking about in the middle of the night in Nigeria, because it's 2 a.m. Nigerian time. So big shout out to you, bro. If you're watching on Facebook, guys, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze. Look for today's video. Click on the video, bottom left-hand corner, you can buy stars. A very special shout out to Christian Ujo, the only person who has bought stars today, and he bought 1,000 stars. Christian Ujo, thank you so very, very much. Big shout out to you. Also, my top gifter on TikTok is somebody called JK4CE. JK4CE seems to be a lady. I'm going to read her comment. Of course, I'm going to read the comments of my top gifters. If you're a top gifter on TikTok, I'll always read your comments. Big shout out to you. She said he was totally wrong. But if they're utilizing their power in the wrong way, nothing would move forward in Nigeria. So if you want me to read your comment on TikTok, remember to be my top gifter, like JK4CE. Guys, follow her on TikTok. Very big shout out to her. I love and appreciate you. Amazing stuff. So, YouTube people, make sure I don't forget this night too. Super chat. If you're enjoying the video, remember to send your love. So over to you guys as we officially begin to sign out. Yes.
Daddy, I want to put a disclaimer here. And the disclaimer is I have a bias or sentiment towards Seun Kuti. Let me put it out there. And
We
it's
all do,
because
but I'm Seun Kuti's friend. Seun Kuti is my friend. I love
Daddy Freeze,
but I must also stand as a voice in Nigeria against violence of any form against the police.
Daddy Freeze, I agree.
We must, all of us here tonight.
And Nigeria.
Daddy Freeze, I agree. Daddy Freeze, I agree.
All of us here tonight must shun any form of violence against the Nigerian police.
I agree.
All of
100%. But Daddy Freeze, why I say I have a soft spot for him is because I respect and value what his family has done for Nigeria. I even saw a video today of his pregnant mom when she said that they came to assault her. And I think that that video, that woman there may have been Seun's mom, and Seun was in her womb at 7 months. Seun was in her womb at 7 months when they came to assault his mom, and she said some kind of nasty things that they did to her. The point I'm trying to make here is that there has been the Kuti family, for example, were part of the elite in Nigeria. They were part of the elite in Nigeria, and then they said, no, we want to fight for the masses. And from that moment on, the family of the Kutis versus the Nigerian government have forever been at loggerheads. We can talk about what his own mom, his grandmother did. The grandmother, at that very young age, was with Nnamdi Azikiwe that they went to go and get Nigeria's independence. Nigeria's independence was handed over to his grandmother. The grandmother deposed the Alaki of Egba land because they increased taxes. They were up there. And then they came down to fight for us. And we saw what happened to the mom in the 70s by the unknown soldier. We saw what they did to the dad. So that family, whenever they see anybody on uniform, is trauma to them. So that is why I have the soft spot for him. However, you should never, ever lay your hand on authority. And lastly, in my own view, that person that shot that video, he needs to be arrested or called in for interrogation. You know why? We in Nigeria most of us don't understand the meaning of PR, public relations, and how things look on the outside. Any little thing we post on social media, we are demarketing ourselves. A two-time Grammy Award nominee hits a police officer. How does that look in the media? It's all around the news. How is that selling us? You that took the video, such videos are supposed to be played or exhibited as evidence in the law courts, or should be in possession of the police, or be in the possession of Seun or whoever. You should not be for public consumption.
Everybody wants to trend. You see, Daddy Freeze has a live show. Daddy Freeze is gathering at 2:07 a.m. Nigerian time, 1,100 people on Instagram, about 100 on TikTok, 143 on Facebook, and about 100 and something on YouTube. Remember that Daddy Freeze was trained on the radio for 26 years. understands how to balance a narrative, but everybody out there has a camera phone. The person, you can hear the cloud chase in that person. Hey, this is not big story. Na Kuti be that. This is not big story. He wasn't trying to solve a problem. He wanted to try and you didn't see the way he put his name back on the video.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You see, if he had just recorded the video and put it out there, it's different. Baba one trend. This is my industry. I know when somebody's chasing clouds. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with chasing clouds on social media.
Yeah.
But when you do it in such a way that half a narrative is passed, or you are trying to control a certain narrative, it becomes unfair. I am always for balanced news. What did Seun do? What did the police do? I will never, and I repeat it again now, just in case anybody missed all what we've been saying, I will never support anyone who slaps a police officer. That is absolutely wrong in any country in the world.
Yes.
However, let us balance narratives properly. The judge will balance the narrative because the judge is trained to understand a balanced narrative. The average dingbat on Instagram will not. They will only read one side of the story. Thank you for the money gun, JK Joker Man. Oh, that's awesome. Let me follow you back. Thank you for all the gifts tonight. You've been giving me so many nice gifts. Guys, follow JK4CE Jokameen. Follow her on TikTok right now. She's an amazing lady. Thank you so much for your gifts. All right, so 1 minute each as we officially round off. Samaria, you want to say something?
Yeah.
Daddy Freeze, I don't have anything to say. I mean, when you started this live video, you hit the points. And those points are things that we are not willing to accept. We are not willing to accept the truth. We don't like the truth. Why are you doing your face like that? Well, I don't care. I don't care about you. I don't care about people who disagree with me. I don't care about what y'all think. Do you understand what I'm saying? All I'm saying is what is wrong is wrong. People should be mindful. I never knew before now. People asking if I have a thing with Seun or Kuti. To be honest, God is my witness. I do not know him before now. I heard about his father, but I do not know anything about that family. Yeah. I don't know anything about him. I'm glad that you gave little history about it or whatever, but that's by the way, okay? But what I'm trying to say is the fact he's famous and he's known to be, and you know, like the Freeze I described earlier, should have been enough reason for him to have been careful. But that's by the way. I mean, it is what it is. People should just be mindful of what they put up out there on the social media. That's all I've got.
All right, final words, Sheni.
I hope that Seun Kuti gets a fair hearing in court, a fair judgment, and hopefully it's to Nigerian youth's benefit that he walks out a free man. I wish him the best, and I hope the police are treating him well in custody, because by the look of things, I don't think they are. And that's all I want to say. That's all I want to say on that. Don't let me, man, no miss ya.
Thank you very much.
Daddy Freeze.
Word.
Daddy Freeze, sorry. I mean, I don't know. He has a family, I believe. But I know he will be all right. The truth is that he will definitely be all right. They're not going to harm him. Nothing is going to happen to him because the world knows. So he will be all right. You know, he's still our brother. He's still our person. He will be all right. But I know he's not the lesson to
he has to go for his show in Spain. He has show. In Spain and Italy. He go show. Now, let me get all my sentiments aside now. Let me speak now. Ayodiji Bakari now. Let me stop whatever. I think that what happened was a blessing in disguise. because it is showing that the people may begin to fight back. Enough is enough of the police brutality and oppression in Nigeria. It was rather unfortunate that maybe it was a Seun Kuti because of his last name Kuti and the trauma that they've had since the 30s and 40s down to 2023 with the police, and is not scared of the uniform. Because when you talk about Nigeria's history, the Kuti name is in Nigeria's history, how Nigeria was founded. So they see themselves as maybe owners of Nigeria to some certain extent, and they earn it and they deserve it. And the Nigerian government has never apologized to the family for what they did to them. Never. Till tomorrow, never apologized.
No compensation for the point now,
nothing. But what the point I'm trying to make here is that to the IG of police, Usman Baba Alkali, I know he's been doing a great job, because recently we've been seeing that any police officer that gets reported or whatever it is for bad behavior, he's been dealing with them. We are grateful for that. Thank you, sir. However, a lot of work needs to be done because people are beginning to fight back even more. And that's why I brought up at the beginning the narration of what's going on in the Southeast, because people are fighting back at the police. Now it is spreading.
It's not just Seun Kuti. That's what I'm trying to do.
I'm saying now it is spreading, and now Seun Kuti has done something like that. So the police have to be in their best behavior, and it seems like they don't want to change because of what they've been doing since yesterday into today. There needs to be a wake-up call, because the people will fight back. We already had NSAS. NSAS happened 2 years ago, 2+ years ago, and this person himself was in the forefront of NSAS, yes, fighting, you know, for the rights of Nigerians. NSAS, he was talking and all that stuff. So it's always been against, but he went too far by hitting them. He's against the law. Let him face the full wrath. But it should be a fair hearing. But the police need to. Today, FRS is slap somebody. FRS is not police. FRS is slap one guy in Ilorin today. Broke his windshield. So these are the issues. People will fight back. And to that guy that did that video, never, if you are watching that the freeze life, never in your entire life do such a video. I'm warning you, because me, Ayodeji Bakari, I'm working so hard in thinking of how to bring foreign direct investment and foreign portfolio investment into Nigeria. I'm an APC guy, yes. I'm working hard every day. See, now we can go and speak with investors to bring jobs to Nigeria, and you post such things and be demarketing Nigeria. Do you want all my efforts to be in futility? Night I'm thinking, racking my brain, sending information. Let me keep my mouth sealed. But all I'm trying to say here is that, please, it's not everything that you be posting on social media to demarket Nigeria. I beg you guys. Thank you and God bless you. I know the cap. You say Bongolee, you are capping. I'm not capping. I've been invited for the inauguration. I'll tell you people here under the freeze live. They've given me invitation like this for the inauguration. Bongolee, come to the inauguration. Come and sit down here. You be at the gala. I'm not capping. I'm not capping. Ayodeji Bakari is not capping. Are you kidding me? When I just on social media, I'm ending Ayodeji Bakari. This is not bragging. Once I leave, this Bongolee. Once I leave, it's engineer Ayodeji Bakari. You see me in my suit, talking about how Nigeria be better, so you guys can come back home. I will fix Nigeria. You guys can come back home. This is no cap.
All right, guys. This is where thank you all so much. I'm still collecting stars on Facebook.
President
REEZE. Scroll down to today's video. Click on the video, bottom left-hand corner. You will see how to buy stars. Thank you, Samaria. Thank you, Shani. And thank you, Bongolee, for joining live.
Thank you.
I need to shout out to Up Gifter on TikTok. Jokemine, thank you so much. She got me 3 money guns. Paker 101 got me 5 money guns. And it's a money gun rain right now on TikTok. Thank you so much. My TikTok people have been so lovely to me, always appreciating me. and I'm always supporting them. I'm going to read the message from Jay. Jay says, she says, thank you, Mr. Bongolee. She also says, she said something about Seun Kuti, that she never supported Seun Kuti slapping the police officer. So thank you so much, JK4CE. Thank you so much. You guys are so amazing on TikTok. I truly appreciate you. I'm closing the live. Samaria, thank you so much. YouTube family, thank you guys.
Thank
Facebook,
you.
Thank you. And I'm going to leave TikTok on so I can
Thank you to everyone who watched.
I'm happy that Daddy, I'm happy that Samaria and Jerry can laugh. I'm happy that they can laugh. Bye, Daddy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
We move. All right, bye.
Special shout out to my